The Re-Upload Talks by Sam Frazer, the podcast that will shape you and hopefully move you for the better. Hi guys, welcome back to the Re-Upload Talks. It is your host, Sam Frazer, and your other host. And we are back, and this is going to be the last episode for a while if I can get this out before I go away, as we've spoken about the last couple of episodes. I'm off to America. And then we're both going to Europe after a couple of weeks.
Summer vacation.
Absolutely, it's much needed. Obviously, you guys know what's gone on in our lives with the last couple months, not even last couple months or year.
7 months.
Today's topic, is what's happening in the world, and we're going to talk about LeBron James Jr. and Donald Trump. We're not going to get too controversial.
Don't forget the father of LeBron James Jr.
LeBron himself. And we're not going to get too controversial about the Trump thing because this isn't a political show. We're just going to say our thoughts and everything in a generalized way. So don't be too opinionated, William. And the next, back into the usual stuff, we'll be doing a topic about keeping your head in the game, creating a name for yourself. So, and then hopefully Will's got some questions at the end, like last time.
I have a few things in my pocket.
Absolutely. So kick us off, mate. What's happening in the world?
I mean, you got Donald Trump that nearly got shot at his campaign election, whatever it's called, little speech, which was pretty crazy when you look at your phone and I thought it was fake at the start. I'm not sure if you did, but I certainly thought it was fake. And then you look at Twitter and Instagram and Facebook and everywhere, it's he actually got shot. Like, he got shot in the air. So pretty crazy that, I mean, the last president that, correct me if I'm wrong, but was attempted, well, successfully assassinated, but the last type of attempt was JFK.
Yeah.
Which was a number of years ago. So, and obviously he spoke how he died, I guess you could say. So it's interesting without getting into conspiracies, though. Very interesting to see someone else that speaks very freely and has a different type of agenda than the mainstream media portrays.
Yeah.
Has been attempted to be murdered, assassinated. So pretty crazy. But I mean, pretty cool at the end when he got up and he did his thing. So that was pretty cool. But I'm glad he's okay. I mean, I think that he's a interesting human being, and I think that says a lot. I mean, that's my opinion on it, to be honest with you.
Yeah, he's it's been definitely interesting to say the least. But he's definitely a president. He's a president. He's good and bad. Again, we don't want to get into our opinions about it. Our close ones know what our opinions are about it. But at the end of the day, it's something that it's something that shouldn't happen to anybody.
No matter if it was Joe Biden up there, which people don't necessarily
who cares who it was? If it was a president or whoever it was, it's just something that, thank God he's okay at the end of the day.
Inhumane.
Yeah. It's something where it affects many people because you're going to see a high figure and someone who's like big in the media, big just around the world. You say the name Donald Trump and who gets shot. You know, Donald Trump is someone that's if someone like that's getting shot, what does that mean? What does that mean to everybody else? Like,
I mean, he's someone that some people look at as a villain, and other people look at as an inspiration, a god.
Yeah.
So there's so many different people out there that are gonna have so many different opinions. You see, some people say this guy, like people say disgusting comments like "I wish they hit him," and obviously other people that support him and support the stuff he says and support the role he plays in the country of the United States. So yeah, I mean, without getting too political, that's really all you can say, I guess, to stay in the middle of it.
Exactly. That really, it's a tough topic to talk about because again, we don't want to get too political, and we have friends and family out there who have different political opinions to both of us, and that might not align or they might align. So it's just easier to not get too much into it. But we thought we just wanted to mention it, and because it's a big story in the media. Because at the end of the day, this is, we're going to talk about our usual stuff, but every once in a while when something big in the media is happening that we have an opinion about, we'll try and give it our opinion, our best to our capabilities. Obviously, in this situation, you can't too much without coming across a certain way to people. So it's just easier to keep our mouth out of it, especially in countries like America. I'm not saying anything politically incorrect or correct, just keeping in the middle because it is just too tough, and it's you just gotta be careful what you say at the end of the day.
Yeah, to a degree.
Yeah,
to a degree. You definitely have to have your own opinion.
Oh, definitely.
Definitely don't have to follow what the mainstream media portrays and the what they want everyone to think. So
Yeah.
not the typical agenda, you could
Definitely.
say. Definitely have to say what you feel like, and who really cares what people think as well.
Yeah.
So
But anyways, let's move on from Trumpy. So Bronny. So what? Will was actually the one that wanted to talk about.
I love Bronny. He's played how many? 3 games. He stepped on the court now. Is it?
No, oh god, both summer leagues. He's probably played like 6 or 7.
Oh wow.
5 or 6.
Last couple games, he didn't play last game, which is Sunday in America. Sunday, Australia Monday, I think it was.
Yep.
They just need him to have a rest.
Yeah.
I do think a lot of people forget that he has had medical conditions, but I don't think that has anything to do with it. And then again, you never know.
Yeah.
But definitely that last game he played was, how many points did he get?
13.
So that's pretty good. I mean, a lot of people talk, because he's LeBron James' son, people are going to say whatever they want. People are going to love him, people are going to hate him.
Yeah.
But if you also look at what a lot of other very good NBA players that are in the top 20 in the league right now, if you look at their summer league, they weren't dropping 30 points out there. Some probably were, but it's like, you look at Jaylen Brown, his first 3 games in the summer league were terrible. Worse than Bronny's, and he's out there talking a lot of rubbish. So I think he's got to wait until you see him on the court. I do believe, though, it won't be long till we do see him on the Lakers' actual roster, playing most of their games, I could imagine. But I think he'll be a good asset. I think he's going to be a very good baller. I think it's just comes with time, essentially. He's got the IQ. He's got to get the shots to go in now.
Yeah.
So I definitely think with some more time, he'll definitely be a good player and good asset to the league.
Mm-hmm. It's a good opinion.
Yeah. I like him.
Yeah,
LeBron, his father is the greatest to ever be in the game.
He is.
Respect.
100%. Bronny's a good player, and he's a smart. You can see he knows the game and he plays it right, but he's not there yet. He needs a year, maybe even 2 years in the G League. That's why I think, honestly, I would have rather to see him stay in college, but also at the same time, it's sick. Like being a LeBron James diehard fan, to see him in the league, going to play a game with his dad. Like, it's crazy. He was born the year LeBron's first game or something was, or one of his second season or something. I think he was born in 2004 or 5.
Yeah, no, he's 04.
Yeah, so it's so great to be able to see that and to go and live that experience and go be able to see my favorite player. I've seen him play in person. Then potentially Will and I talking about going to LA next year. So to go to see them both on the court together would be amazing. Bronny just needs he's a project. He's a project that's going to take some time, and we'll just have to see what happens at the end of the day. Like it's like, I think honestly he's going to probably play at most 10 games. No, I'll give him 20 games. In those 20 games, he'll probably only average 5 minutes, 7 minutes maybe. He might pick it up near the end of the season if the Lakers are doing really well or they're not doing well. Maybe the last 5 games will pick it up the minutes, but it's not like a dude's going to go out there and average 10 points a game. He's a guy that's going to average maybe 4 or 5 and play little minutes, but in the J League, if he can put up good numbers, I could see him putting up 18, 20 points a game in the J League. If he puts up good numbers, shoots the ball well. Again, I haven't seen Bronny run an offense in a long time. Even in high school, he didn't really run it too much. The only time he really had that role was in AAU when he was playing for teams Strive for Greatness, when he pretty much ran the offense and he was averaging 20 a game, was top 10 in scoring and playmaking and doing everything. So it's like he does have that ability to go and control a team, because in the J League he's going to be one of that. He'll be starting and be either that top guy or the guy that's going to curate the whole offense. So we'll have to see what happens in that, and I think the J League will be a good indication of what type of player he is. So
time will tell.
Yeah, we'll have to see that.
Time will tell. I do think he'll be a very good baller.
Yeah, I really hope so.
You can see him. He's got the knowledge. So
yeah, he knows exactly. He knows what he's doing. And talking about LeBron, LeBron's mate. That's the GOAT, and to be able to go see him. So if you guys have been watching, Team USA have been playing some pre-season, pre-tournament games, and to be honest, they have some games like when they played up against Serbia, played great. Their game against Canada played really well. And then they've had games and they've had stretches playing like shit against South Sudan. Almost lost that against Germany. They were down double digits. We gave them a decent game as in Australia. Lost by 6 in the end, but they were up 20, and then we cut it back to 4 at one point. So funny enough, we've been the equals. We've been the third closest to them, even though we haven't. We haven't played any better than the teams that have had the bigger. They've had the bigger losses to. But it's interesting to be able to see LeBron James turns 40, 30th of December, and he's still carries his team. Like if you saw the game against Germany, watch the last 3 minutes, he's doing it defensively and offensively. He goes, gets a block, goes down the court, finishes, gets a steal, goes down the side of the court, finishes. Ball comes back to him later, hits a three, hits a couple of free throws, and then hits a game winner. That we've seen so many times. Yeah, it was a good finish as well.
Yeah.
So
they even asked Anthony Edwards after the game.
Yeah.
Like what? I don't know exactly what they said, but like what helped you guys win that game? And he just said LeBron James.
He is. It's like,
and he's 40 years old carrying a team like he's 20 out there. So.
To be able to go do that at that age, going into your 22nd year in the NBA, just came off averaging 20.
Better than ever.
Okay, just came off averaging 25.7 and 7 and 7. Like it's
healthy.
It's crazy. And you've just played 70 games as well.
Yeah, no, he looks really good out there.
It looks great.
And it's pretty cool to have the first of a men's basketball player from USA being the flag bearer now. Yeah. Which is pretty crazy.
It's crazy. Like to be able to do that, like at the end of the day, this is a guy that was
Jay didn't do it.
This was a guy with a single mom that grew up in a small apartment definitely have money in Akron, Ohio, ended up becoming had all the talk on him being the best high school player, and then he went and he was literally like I've seen interviews. There was people saying, "Oh, if you're not a Hall of Fame, you're a bust. You're a waste of talent." And to be able to do that, and then he's done so many great things, being the 4 titles, being the leading scorer, being a full-time MVP, to be able to win Olympic gold medals, to be able to go and do so many great things in the sport and impact just not just the sport, but just impact the world.
Yeah, I mean, definitely you have to consider both on and off the court. And off the court, didn't he build a school? Build a school back in his hometown where he grew up.
I'll show you something cool. I knew it was smart to have this shoe right here. So these shoes here. So there's a blue one, there's an orange one. I'm knocking the orange one out. It's called these are his recent LeBron 20s. A couple of years ago came out, and these are the I Promise ones. So these were free school.
Yeah, I mean, look what he's done off the court. Like built his school. Dude has his own school. Like you just got to give him that respect. Where he's just, yeah. There's nothing that'll ever be like him. I don't think nothing. No one will ever be like him in our existence, at least.
He's just impacted so many people, especially myself. Like again, I look after him so much. Like just as a person, as an athlete, and just the determination to be able to go from, as I said, nothing, and have all that expectations and prove the doubts continually wrong. Like he still proves them again. A lot of people thought he was just going to be like a guy who's going to be at the bottom of the bench on this Olympic team. Now he's leading them. He's leading them in scoring. He's leading them in assists, I would imagine, and he's shooting the ball at a good clip as well. So he's different. He's different.
One of a kind.
He's different, and then he doesn't even need to be playing the Olympics. Like he's got another year at least with the Lakers, and we'll re-sign that option, and then that's it.
Bryce will come to the league and they'll play a year together, and then he's done.
Mate, I would love it. I would love to see that.
It looks like they could time it right, where Bryce is eligible in 2 years, and he could re-sign for another year, whatever he may do.
Yeah, you never know.
Him, Bryce, and Bronny on the court at once.
That would be amazing.
That'll be a new type of history. He's already made history with him and Bronny on the court together, hopefully. And next is the whole family of boys out there, which that'll be crazy.
Of course, but then you see stuff like, before the Olympics, I didn't see the Lakers. I saw the Lakers honestly maybe 10 seed, 8 seed at highest. The West is so good now, so fucking good. It's just got so much better. It just overnight, and then you go see performances like this, and Anthony Davis is playing really good basketball.
He's playing well.
Very good basketball.
That dude is playing really well.
Them two, Anthony Edwards, have been the best three players in the team.
Anthony Edwards is MJ's son, but he's unreal.
But like
he'll be the next. He's the future.
The two of them, if you see them continue playing well, and then if they need to trade D'Angelo Russell, in my opinion, and if that all figures out and they're able to go play some good games, they could get 52, 53 wins if they play well, but in the tough Western Conference, I'm not calling them title favorites, but they could do a lot better than people say.
I think it'll be an interesting year ahead.
It will be. But that's about it. Basketball talk. So you can see our passions about it. Again, this won't be something we talk about every episode, but
just when there's something exciting to talk. That's expected. I think I've seen a lot of stuff in the media that Donald Trump and a lot of that party had a feeling it was going to happen and knew that was going to happen leading up to it. I also heard that Trump, he's sort of regrets having JD Vance as his vice. I've heard a few statements that he's regretted that. But you also hear all this shit. I mean, like yesterday, all over Twitter was that Joe Biden had been dead because when the flag in the White House goes halfway down, someone dead, and everyone's like, "Oh, Joe's dead." Where that's horseshit. I mean, he was seen alive and well, walking away.
He's not dead.
So, but I think
not yet.
He shouldn't have never even been running for re-election. A lot of talk that now you have Michelle Obama that's going to run. I mean, I'm not going to say anything about that. Obviously, it'll be an interesting. You've got Kamala Harris, who's probably going to be the main candidate, but we'll see what happens. I mean, that'll come up, I'm sure, in the next week or so. But I think it's pretty known of what will happen with the United States, and if everything stays in the way it is, I think it's pretty obvious what will happen over the next until November. What are we 2 or 3 months away from that? 4?
Yeah, probably.
So 3 or 4 months. So it's pretty 4. Yeah, I don't know, but it's pretty obvious if everything remains how it is now, then I think Donald Trump will be the president of the 47th.
There you go. It's definitely interesting American politics at the moment with everything that's been going on.
Yeah,
it's been crazy. Fucking Trump getting shot to fucking Biden pulling out to what's next. Fucking hell. But moving on, let's get into the usual agenda. So, keeping your head in the game. How do you keep your head? How do you keep level-headed? How do you keep your head in the game?
When I'm working, or in what regard would you say?
Let's start off in life, and then we'll go into work after.
I mean, if you're talking about life outside of work, you gotta have your outlets, right? It could be golf, basketball, playing college football, whatever it may be.
Will and I've been playing a lot of it.
Been grinding it. But I think you definitely have to have your outlets where you can put your phone down, because not everything involves the phone. You put your phone away, go outside, you could go for a run, you could go to the gym, whatever it may be. You just have to have those hobbies that, take your mind off things, where for you it's basketball, right?
Yeah.
For me it's, there's a number of things there. Like I like right now, it's definitely the gym number one.
Yeah.
Where you have that time of your day where you just think about that, and that's your outlet and your hobby. So I definitely think you have to have things that take your mind off the world, essentially.
Yeah.
All you worry about is what's in front of you at that time.
Definitely, yeah, I agree. You gotta have that balance at the end of the day. Like we've talked about this a couple of times in the podcast now, but you gotta have that balance with taking those breaks at the end of the day, and having that outlet where you can go, and if you're in a bad place or in a good place and you just need that break, go take it and go hoop or go play tennis or cricket or soccer or whatever the fuck you do. And just go take that time because you need it, because you don't want to burn out, because when you burn out and you won't be able to keep your head in the game. Really.
Yeah. No, I think that's definitely spot on there.
And then how do you do that in a workplace then?
I mean, everything is parallel to each other. I think it goes back to the last question, right? You have to find your hobby, and it could be before work, during the day, at lunchtime, to split the day up, which is what I do most of the time, or at the end of the day, whenever you have the time. Not everyone has flexibility where they can go at lunchtime and go get a workout in, or do whatever it may be. It could be before or after work at nighttime, where you have all those hours at nighttime instead of sitting there watching TikTok all night. Yeah. Find that hobby you have and go and do that, because it's going to take your mind off what is happening at the workplace and what's happening in the workplace. So then, you can feel a bit more ease. What advice would you give to someone trying to, stay motivated and keep their head in the game? I think you just have to definitely, if you've been working long, you try to find, you may not be able to go away for a week, you may not be able to do that. Go away for the weekend, even if you're going, up or down the coast or wherever you may live, inland, outland, wherever it could be. Get away from your city, or get away from where you live, even for a couple of days, just to take your mind off everything, to be honest. You just have to, definitely have those times where you can just take your mind off everything, think about everything, just not have to worry about work or what's happening in your life. Not everything's about work. There could be other things in your life that you have to think about. So I definitely think you definitely need to find some time just to, it could be journaling. A lot of people journal. It could be that. So there's definitely a number of things there. I think it's also a lot of trial and error. You have to find what's going to make you happy and just commit to that.
Yeah, no, I agree. I definitely agree. You've got to be able to find the time and place, and you got to be able to, you got to motivate yourself at the end of the day. You got to motivate yourself, and you've just got to be focused, fixated on what that goal is, and you want to be able to go and, by keeping your head in the game, you can do that. You can do anything you want to do and achieve it, and the best way to keep your head in the game is just be locked in.
Yeah, I mean, I think when you talk about motivation, right, it's no one's going to motivate you, so no matter what you do, it's not going to motivate you. The only thing that will motivate you is you.
Yeah, no,
so
true.
If you can't motivate yourself, then you should probably do a job which doesn't involve motivation to go and make all that money, where it's maybe best you work a job where you just get your wage or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
Because motivation clears it for you. You can't learn to be motivated. And obviously you're going to have times where at the year where you're burnt out and you don't have motivation.
Yeah.
That's completely different. But if you're someone that not like 24/7, 99% of the time needs motivation, you probably shouldn't be in a job or an industry which requires you to have motivation. You'd probably be in a job which doesn't require it whatsoever.
So how, creating a name for yourself, what would you say? How do you create a name for yourself?
Work hard.
Okay.
Easy as that. You just have to work hard. It's like, it's not about the talent you have, because if you work hard enough, everything will come.
Yeah.
Creating a name for yourself is not. It's not standing behind someone. There's also this saying I've heard. It's sit on the shoulders of a giant until you become one yourself.
Yeah.
Lean on people when you can, and then eventually have to branch out and do it on your own. You can't stay hidden away forever.
Yeah.
Yes, for a little while you can if you need to, but you can't do it forever. So I think creating a name for yourself is putting yourself out there, because if you don't work for yourself and put yourself out there, no one's gonna know who you are.
Yeah. No, you gotta be able to put yourself out there, 100%. You gotta be able to go, and get a name. Because at the end of the day, once you get yourself a name and you're able to go and make something for yourself,
Everything will come.
everything comes. Sorry about the plane, guys. Just wait for it to pass. Continue on. But you gotta make a name for you at the end of the day, and if you're able to make a name for you, then so many great things will happen. So many great things. But you just got to be, again, locked in and focused, and you focus on being able to go and create a business or go and create a product or whatever that thing is for you. That will come, and making a name is so important in the world that we live in at the moment, because there's so many different outlets. If that's with social media as well, there's just so many different things. And yeah, the best way to do that is to follow some of that advice we just said. But
you are your brand.
Exactly.
So
exactly. And
show yourself.
And what about when someone's really down and they're trying to make it out and try to make a name for themselves? Like, what would you say to them?
I mean, you just have to focus on your target. You could be stuck in the same area, same position for years, but eventually you will break out of that.
Yeah.
So you just have to keep striving, and eventually you will reach greatness.
There you go.
But I just think you have to continuously work hard. It comes back to motivation. It comes back to everything we speak about.
Yeah.
If you keep working hard, you keep staying motivated, eventually you will get to that point you want to get to. Don't give up. Because if you give up, you could be so close to that target, but you just don't know that.
Yeah, true.
Don't give up.
When do you know it's time to have a break?
When you're burnt out.
Yeah.
When you start feeling burnt out, when you start always being tired, you can't get out of bed in the morning, you're sick, you don't want to be at work, you need to take a break. As I said, take a week off, take a few days off.
Yeah.
Get your mind back, feel relaxed. And because if you keep working while you're burnt out, you're only going to get worse.
Yeah.
You're going to continue to burn yourself out more.
Definitely.
Take that break, get your motivation back, come back feeling healthy, strong, ready to go for it, hit the ground running.
Yeah. I think you just need to... You need it sometimes. You just need a break, and sometimes you can just tell you're burnt out. You just need to be able to... You need to be able to find that balance. And when you're able to find that balance, you can create such a good name for yourself and go kill it out there. You've got to take your time, and by taking a break, it literally can break things up. Yeah. Example, going away, like what we're about to do, take that break because it's been a long year. It's been a long year, and life gets in the way, and sometimes you need that break to be able to take that chance to reset yourself and reset your mind, your emotional health and your physical health. At the end of the day, that's the most important thing.
Yeah, like some people will never get burnt out.
No.
Like, and you may be feeling burnt out. Well, then work half a day. Like, still
1,000.
work every day. Still do what you gotta do.
Mm-hmm.
But then in the other time you have, there's plenty of hours in the day where you're not working. Then you gotta focus on your stuff.
Yeah.
If all you care about is, like, some people get too fixated on being burnt out, but they don't look what's in front of you. You could be burnt out, but you're not going on holiday. When just take it slow at work. Try to maybe work from home that one day a week so you can have those few hours just to think about everything. And then, it could even be planning, not just planning work, but planning yourself, planning your future, and planning what you do want to achieve in that year.
Yeah. No, yeah, one thing I go by is that you just need to take that time. You need to take that time. Everybody out there, you got to take your time. And by taking your time, you can really learn a lot about yourself and about others. And, that break will help that. It will impact you so much and impact the people around you so much. And, you'll grow as a person and a team and your life and work in life. And it's just going to be such a good thing for you. So I guess that's just something that you can do. And, everybody has their own specific ways and different ways that they're able to go and achieve success during breaks, and that's the best way to be able to take a break and be able to reset yourself. So
of course, you definitely have to.
Definitely. So any other closing things about those topics?
No, I don't think so. I think we've definitely had a nice touch on them today.
Yeah.
Hit the hammer on the head, whatever you call it. But no, I think it's definitely feel like we've topped them off pretty well.
Yeah. Okay, so anything else you want to talk about? Any questions?
Yes.
Tell us, let's do it.
For people that haven't been to the not so lovely Los Angeles ever, what's one thing you're looking forward to? What's one thing you have to do if you're there?
Okay, first thing I have to do in LA, this is a tradition now, there's this taco spot.
No. Is it a Mexican making?
It is Mexican. No. It's not making. It's just the best Mexican food.
Putting it together.
They make it in front of you. It's fucking amazing.
Polo.
No. How dare you disrespect it? It's called Brothers Cousins. It's fucking amazing. That's one of two things. And then the other thing is I gotta go. I've been doing a lot. I gotta go down to Santa Monica. Love going to Santa Monica and just going to just go walking around there. And then the third one I always do. What's the one thing I always do?
Go to Rodeo Drive? Beverly Hills?
Nope.
Go to UCLA?
Nope. Before all this, what's something I've continually done every time? Every trip we've done this. Since we found out about it. Well, I found out about it.
I don't know.
Gotta go to the Grove. Come on.
What about that one we went to last time? That was a good one.
Glendale. So if I have time, I would love to go there. I don't know. Because I got a lot of things on. But the Grove, I'm trying to... my friend of mine's going to pick me up, and I'm not hoping I'm going to say, let's just go to the Grove, grab lunch, go to a bit of shopping, pick up a couple things.
Nice.
Yeah, just vibe out. I love LA. It's really LA's really, like, I don't know. It's just it's a second home for me, and I'm just able. I think it's gonna be a great place to like reset my mind after everything that's happened so far this year. So yeah, I'm super keen.
Where are you looking forward to most going to in Europe?
Oh, Europe, Milan. Milan's. I love Athens, and I've been there before, and I'm excited. I'm 100% excited to go in, and then we're also going to Monaco, which I'm also very excited about. But Milan, somewhere I've wanted to go for a long time, and to be able to go and experience that, I met some people in Los Angeles last year who were from there and lived there, and they said how great it all is, and that just added fuel to the fire. So I'm just super excited to go check it out.
For sure. No, that sounds pretty exciting to me.
How about you? Where's your top destination? Like,
I think that's pretty simple to answer, mate. I think you could answer that one for me. Definitely Monaco. Being able to wake up there. I mean, it's pretty simple, right? I mean, you're in a place where 33% of the population are multi-millionaires.
Yeah, true.
They call it like a billionaires playground, or like a tax haven for millionaires because they pay tax. For that reason, it's obviously when you're there, the people that walk around you that are from there, or the people that are visiting there, because you have some money to actually be able to stay there for a certain amount of time, unless you're just driving there for the day, or like to live there, you need a lot of money, which is pretty simple. I think everyone knows that. So I feel like it's sort of like a motivator just being there, because if you look around, you're like, oh, this guy's got a $200,000 watch, and this guy's got a $500,000 car.
You see the success.
You see all this success that anyone can have. They're just normal. You look at them, they're just normal people.
Definitely.
They're not, some of them I'm sure are born into a royal family.
Yeah, of course.
Or born into, a fortune.
Yeah.
But a lot of them, majority of them, are just normal people that've worked hard. So you will look around, it's like, well, anyone can do this. Anyone can travel here. Anyone can live here if you get to that point. But they're just normal people. So I feel like it's a motivating place to go to.
Definitely.
But also, being able to stay there for the week we're staying there for the week. I mean, so much things to do. You got the shopping area, you got Monte Carlo Casino, you have great restaurants, great bars. Down the road from Nice and Cannes, and if you wanted, you can go to Saint Tropez, but it's a few hours away, probably too far. There's so many beautiful, because you're on the French Riviera. There's so many beautiful beaches and little towns to go to.
Yeah.
So you're not just restricted to being in Monaco for a week. So much happening. So
definitely.
For that reason, it's probably what I'm looking forward to the most.
Well, good to hear. Okay, now something you asked me last time with these one-word answers. So let's go. We're gonna give a couple to each other. I'll set us up. So give me what would you say to someone that is trying to make it? In one word, what would you say? Motivate someone that's trying to make it.
Work.
There you go.
You're not gonna make it to where you can work on anything, but you're not gonna make to where you want to get to without the work.
Yeah,
you got to put the work in. So I think that one word is pretty simple.
And then I reckon give me one, and then that's about it.
Jeez. What is one word you would describe America? There's so many words you could describe.
God. Jesus. Myth. No. Undervalued. Interesting. And what I mean by that is because it's just people don't rate it. Underrated, I guess.
No, a lot of people do though.
A lot of people do, a lot of people don't, and I'll circle a lot of people don't.
I think Australians just don't.
Yeah,
because every Australian thinks Europe's the greatest place, and if they can't go to Europe, they go to Bali.
No, true. Exactly. That's about it, to be honest. I know a bit of a shorter one today. This is one we've been trying to do for a couple of weeks. We just wanted to get one out there before we try
to do one
in Europe. So be on the lookout. We'll definitely try. So I'm going to try and get this up. When we film this, I leave a day and a half.
Yeah.
From when we film this, so hopefully I can get all the editing done tomorrow. And this is the Re-Upload Talk starring Sam Frazer
and Will Frazer.
And this is episode 4. So be on the lookout for number 5, which will be out in Europe. And that's about it, guys. Peace.
Peace.